The past 2 weeks with the Chevy Blazer SS have been fantastic. This is one in habanero orange, which, take or leave the color here, but the size, the shape, the styling of it, and everything about it has been really great for my family of four. And there's a good amount of utility here. You've got a really big back trunk, little hatch. There's a tiny little bit of space underneath here, which you could throw some groceries down there, keep your charging equipment. So really good, big space here. The seats go down in a 60-40 split, which isn't my favorite. I would prefer if this just went down, but it is functional enough to where you can throw longer items on one side and still have seating on the right. In terms of seating on the back, you have plenty of room for 2 booster seats. Could probably fit a third one there if you absolutely had to. Little trim piece here, the sportiness with the orange matching color for the seat belts. Lots of space down here so the kids can have plenty of room to not kick your seat and still put things down there. I like the little controls that they're handheld and just real simple. You don't have to get too fancy with the tech on that, and it just works really well. In terms of the interior and the tech, I'm a big fan of this actually. These are cloth seats because they're the racing seats, which are always cloth, and they are heated and ventilated. Really appreciate that. Then you have lots of buttons in everywhere, which some people don't like, but I personally think are just nice and convenient. Right here, if you want to change the AC, that's off, that's on, really just nothing else. They have a row of buttons here, which is nice to just always have these available and they're not changing with the UI updates. And this screen is actually something to be talked about as well, but let me hop in the driver's seat for that. The steering wheel here has lots of buttons and things, which for me does take a little while to get used to, but it does have Super Cruise, and in my testing, it worked exceptionally well. This thing really does a good job of keeping in your lane and speeding up and slowing down. The range here, it's showing 301, but honestly, it's more like 320. It says 100%, but I've actually driven quite a bit already. So 320 plus miles, very good amount of range. Now, this car doesn't have Apple CarPlay, which I think is a miss, but it does have Google built in, which means that you can actually do things like install all kinds of stuff from the Play Store. Like I have a Chrome web browser, I have the Macs, Spotify, YouTube itself, YouTube Music, Waze, News, all kinds of apps that are available to you, which I really like, except it doesn't work with things like Apple Music, which is what me and my family tend to use. So that is a bummer. Of course, you can Bluetooth through it, but having the native apps is really nice. Again, this screen is fantastic, and having everything in here in the Google Play Store is a benefit, but it still is not as good as my mind of just having it automatically work with everything that my phone already does. So the question is to you guys, what do you think? Is this something that you would buy? Because for me,